taken on his own government, and he wants answers. He's saying that his son was abducted by this government, and then he went to the president, and the president discovered that the NIS director, Haji, is the one who had basically ordered the abduction of his son. And then on the other side, we have Raila's AUC campaign. The election is due at the end of this month. His election or failure to be elected holds a very critical role in the 2027 election. And we'll be looking at that. And we'll try and place what a good leader is supposed to do at a time like this. Let's start off with Justin Muturi. In the studio with me, I've got Nick Mwangi, who is the Secretary General of the Kenya Ahadi Party. Karibu sana, Nick.
Thank you so much, Fred. Good morning.
Morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, yes. We have not seen one another this year, have we?
Yes, we have not. I think the politics events have taken too fast before we met.
Things have gone, the things are snowballing pretty fast.
Yeah.
I know we had said that in 2025 is going to be an electioneering year.
Yes.
But we did think it was going to start off this fast. We're not even breathing.
They're saying there's no rest for us in this world, perhaps in the next.
You know the strangest thing, you go to countries,
yes,
developed countries.
True.
At a time like this, it's only during the electioneering year,
yes,
that you notice there's something happening, there's a lot of campaigns being done.
True.
The other times, I mean, the countries are very quiet.
Yes.
As they allow the government to work, to
yes,
do whatever it is. But our country is so different. I mean, I think we are cultured differently in the sense that from the word go, it's always an electioneering year.
Well, the first thing that the government of the day did wrong was come up with a good campaign that was based on a false promise. Now they cannot keep up the promises. It's just promises after promises after promises. And the sad fact is we could see by mid of 2024, June 25th, a particular group of generation said enough is enough.
Yes.
And they came out and they said, look guys, this is our home. There's high taxes, we are feeling the pinch. There are no jobs. There's no education funding model. Our children are not going to school. Recently I saw, just yesterday I was watching the news, parents were gathering at the Ministry of Health, yes, telling Deborah, look, we are paying for this SHA shift,
and we're not getting services.
We're not getting services. Our folks are dying at the hospital. So something is not, if not wrong, it's not working. And that's why you see the country is boiling as it is. And many people have tried to advise the president, but he alludes that a faction of his people tried to sabotage him. That's why he kicked out the former president, Rigathi Gachagua. But we are still not seeing
the former deputy president.
The former deputy president. We are still not seeing. If ideally the former deputy president was the problem, then it's been 3 months. We should be seeing progress in SHA. We should be seeing progresses on our roads. We should be seeing a lot moving in this country. But it's just politics of the day. I could sympathize with this government of the day, because if a whole cabinet secretary for public service, former speaker, and also former attorney general, coming out and saying, look, my son was abducted.
Which is a fact.
Which is a fact.
Yes.
We know.
The son was abducted, and the footage of the abduction was played clear on public television.
Yes.
We never, then shortly after, I think he was released and nobody was told.
Yes.
And then As in, the country just went quiet as though nothing happened.
True.
Then, bang!
Yes.
He appears and says, by the way, and I think the snowballing for him started when he went to read the president's condolence message.
Yeah, the speech in Embu when he was condoling the former senator of Embu, Mr. Lenny. And what Muturi is saying, have given sweat and blood for this government. You guys went too personal. If you had a problem with my son, look, come we sit down. Tell me, this and this is happening. Yes, we know the MP for Laikipia East Kiunjuri, the son was also on the street. And among other children
of prominent people
went to the street. But why Muturi? That's what he's asking. Why me? Is it that you want to chase me out of the job? Is it that I'm not functioning well? Tell me. I also need to understand. If you guys don't want me in this government, please, Muturi is saying, let us part ways.
And you know, the thing is, when it happened, he was the Attorney General
you can
of
imagine,
the country.
He sits as a member of National Security Council. Can you imagine the level of embarrassment, Fred, that we are here and you're a senior member of this government, yet allegedly your son is being abducted without your knowledge. When you confront the people you've had involved in that process, they deny, allegedly, again.
So, because he says he spoke to the Interior Security, he spoke to the PS.
Yes, he spoke to the DG.
Yeah, he spoke to the DG.
Yes.
And then when nothing is coming forth, he goes to the president. He texts the president.
Yes.
And the president's most powerful phone
yes.
Is allegedly not working at the time. It had been either hacked or something corrupted or something.
True.
And then when he goes to the president, that's the time the president tells him he can now see it. And he tells the president, hey, my son is missing.
Yes.
This guy, the president calls the DG NIS.
Yes.
And the guy says, yes, we have it.
After allegedly denying.
Yes.
And you know, it's a very sad state. Because I can feel for Muturi. Because if I'm a close lieutenant of the president, why do you need to subject me to this kind of emotional stress? Why do you need to subject my family to this kind of emotional stress? And you know, there are even witnesses. Honorable Mark Mwenje was a witness to that,
yes. Abduction.
To that abduction process. He came out and said, this guy must be released. And you see, Fred, we cannot keep quiet anymore. Because I know when they come for you, the fourth estate, and I keep quiet because I say I'm not in the fourth estate, then definitely, sooner or later, they will come for me.
Yes.
That is what Muturi is saying.
And there will be no one to talk.
There will be no one to talk. We cannot go back to the dark areas of Moi. We cannot go back. This country has come a long way. We cannot go back to that kind of pain that our parents live in fear, that we have to look at our backs each and every time we speak. The Constitution, the 2010 Constitution, says, Article 1 of the Constitution, sovereignty belongs to the people.
Yes.
Because if the young people are getting frustrated, lack of jobs, Fred, there's no education funding model at the universities.
In fact, if you look at the newspaper today, hundreds of thousands of university students are not reporting to school, are not reporting this coming Monday, most of them, because, again, the amounts that are supposed to be
have not been disbursed. And this is not just this year, even last year. The same thing is happening to our young people. So you're breeding a society of intelligent people, seated at at their houses or their homes or their small cocoons, and they're asking for justice.
It is a crazy situation. I'm putting Justin Muturi's son. Justin has a right to be angry.
Yes.
And so do the other parents who've had their children disappear. There's still parents who are waiting for their children even to today.
Can you imagine? I want to imagine the level of clearance that JB has so that his son can get released. What about the parents who are still waiting for their children, still hanging on to the hope? How do you explain Kibet Bull, Bill Mwangi being held for almost 3 weeks, wherever they're held?
Yes.
What is happening to our constitution, Fred? What is happening to our judiciary system? What is happening to our parliament? Because how can we have a constitution, yet these are men and women given the tools of power to protect and defend the constitution of this republic? On the contrary, they're not doing this. They're not doing it, Fred. We are living in fear, we are living frustrated, and we're living in dark moments of this country. And that's why you're having this country right from January. Politics is at peak. Yes.
Because people want change. I've seen right now the JSC, I don't know whether you've noticed, Nelson Harvey, you have senior counsel, Abdullahi, they've been talking about the state of judiciary, and they've called Martha Koome all kind of names, saying that she is seated there spearheading and supervising a unit of the government that is extremely corrupt. That right now, in fact, I remember in a speech, Martha Koome, when she was swearing in one of the top guys in the security docket, she said that they're going to work with the police so as to tame the crazy corruption scandals that are happening within the judiciary. So the judiciary has been bogged down by corruption too.
I understand the frustrations and the dilemma of the judiciary system and the judges, because let me take you just to a recent case that happened here along Jogo Road Court. There's a court, local court where...
Yes,
Makadara, yes, that's the word. Yes. Makadara court where a justice was shot dead. A senior judge was shot dead at the court level. So I understand the intimidations and the frustration that they get, probably, and even the bullying they get from the executive wing. But again, they have also sworn to protect the constitution, Fred. And this is the time that Martha Koome has to sanitize the judiciary, because we are still worried that if there are court orders given to someone, either the Inspector General or the Office of the Inspector General or the Office of the Director General in NIS, yet they cannot show up to court. What does that tell you about our system, Fred? That is very alarming.
Because that basically tells you the way they view themselves and the judiciary.
They view themselves as if they're above the law. How do you... These are people given power or tools to protect the law, right? Yet they're telling us that we cannot be summoned by the court. We are above that. It's very worrying, Fred. We need answers as Kenyans. Where are people going through? If I am at offense right now, Fred, the first mandate is presented to the court.
Yes.
If I'm getting arrested, then I should be read my charge sheet.
Yes.
I've been arrested based on
this and this.
2, 3. And this is a court order to present you to court. So, Fred, many young Kenyans are saying enough is enough. And no matter what the executive does, people will not be silent. I
And-
assure you.
Yes. Let me take you back to Justin. What do you see happening to him? Because as a member of the cabinet and as a member of a man who sits in the inner circles of the president, that is the cabinet, coming out to speak what he has said publicly goes against everything that concerning the principle of collective responsibility. What do you see the president doing to him?
I heard the majority whip, Silvana Sosoro, telling JB that he should either apologize or they will impeach him. Muturi came out and said, I am not afraid to be impeached. I have served this government diligently.
Yes.
And you know, Muturi's options are very, let me say, they're not limited.
Yes.
Because he has been in politics for quite some time. He has been a speaker, he has been an AG, he has been currently is a CS for public service. And if worst comes to shove and is out of cabinet, he goes back to his people, the people of Embu.
Yes.
The people of Embu are, as we speak today, are very vocal about the tremendous and not tremendous, the illness of this government, and they will not keep quiet because as a politician, he also has to listen to what his people are saying. His people are saying they're not happy.
Is it just playing politics? Because I'm thinking from the Gen Z's demos to January, the demos happened in
25th of June.
Yes, 25th of June.
2024.
Yes.
Yes.
From June
Yes.
all the way to January,
Yes.
where was he? I mean, he had still not gotten answers
Yes.
to his son's abduction.
Yes. That's very true, Fred. Because where the rain started beating Muturi was when he could not read the speech in Embu. One of the clauses in the oath of office as a CS, you have to pledge your allegiance to the president. Now, when he could not read the speech, that will seem as if it's a defiance of
but the people refused to his defense. The people said, no, we don't want you to read. Don't read it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, Fred, when your boss sends you somewhere and asks you to do something, you only have...
If they have at least I've tried to do that.
Yes.
But the people my boss has sent me to go and read that memo to
Yes.
have rejected it.
Yes.
They have started doing things, so they've refused.
Yes.
What do I do?
Muturi said he could not take the collective responsibility of the presidency. He said he'd rather save his political career. Because, again, that is what he used to bargain to come into this government.
Yes.
Remember, there's a time we were talking about shares of this government. Now the shareholders of this government are coming out slowly by slowly. The shareholders are the people. And the people of Embu are saying, no, we are tired of this government. And Muturi, not just in Embu, it's happening in different parts of the country. Everyone is feeling a pinch. And you see, 2025, things are going to become more clear by the day. And we will see a lot of senior politicians in the cabinet, in the parliament or in the Senate, resigning from their lucrative posts. Because again,
in this country,
I tell you, because I'll tell you,
Kenyans simply don't resign because I can't even remember, apart from Raila Odinga is the one who quit his seat and went back to the election. Martha Karua did that also during Kibaki's government. After that, unless they've sensed that they're about to be shoved out of the government, majority of them will stick in there, come rain, come sunshine.
And that's what's going to happen. Majority will be pushed out of the government. So they will resign in court.
Yes.
The idea is resigning in court.
Yes.
And they will come out and say, we try to save this government. But the person you sent us to work with became difficult to work with. and they'll go back to the people. Because
So you see Muturi.
Yes.
You see Muturi resigning.
I see him going back to his people. Yes. I see him going back to the people of Embu, telling the people of Embu why he could not work with President Ruto. I see him very soon going back there. Because he's looking at something bigger than that CS position.
Because what is he looking at? The gubernatorial?
I think so.
Yes.
Fred.
So he's playing his cards now with the 2027 in mind.
Yes, because he has realized now
yes.
Cecile Mbarire is in trouble. The people of Embu call her Karinda. They say Karinda, she is in trouble.
What's the meaning of Karinda?
I don't know. I've not been I've not been to Embu before, but I have just heard the people of Embu calling her Karinda. Karinda probably is a campaign name for Embu, but she's seeing her losing the seat, and Muturi is there to pick it.
So there's a possibility what is now being played in the public spectra, and we are being given a lot of content over, is just a ploy and a strategy to get the gubernatorial.
Muturi is a politician. He has to survive government after government.
Yes.
He does not want to be in the cold. Fred.
Yes.
But beside the point, I ask myself this question because we are deflecting so much. The issue should not be about Muturi.
Yes.
The issue should be about how do we stop these abductions.
True.
That's the issue that you should be discussing, Fred.
The person who should be talking about is the DG.
Yes.
NIS.
He should address how we need to protect Kenyans, how we need to strengthen the judiciary, that Kenyans feel safe to get justice. That is the cause problem of this country as we speak. The issue is not Muturi. The issue is
Muturi is just one of the symptoms.
Yes.
Yes.
The issue is about high cost of living. The issue is about high taxes. The issue is about our health coverage systems. The issue is about our education funding model. Right from grade 1 to universities. Something needs to be streamlined in our systems. We are deflecting too much that we are forgetting what are the key issues that we need to discuss as a nation, Fred.
Yes.
Because that is what the common mwananchi is asking for. Me and you.
They want answers to the abductions.
Yes.
And now we already have a name that has been put forth.
Yes.
We've been told this is the guy who's abducting.
Yes.
And we've been told by a very senior individual in the government,
Yes.
who happens to have been affected by the same. He has quoted the president. The president has not denied, meaning it's true.
But you know, Fred,
Yes.
these allegations did not start with Muturi. There's a time the former deputy president did a press conference in Mombasa. He raised almost similar issues.
All right. By the way, talk about it. He directed it to the same person.
So this is a second strike from a senior government officer. So is it a matter of fact, should we look at the Office of National Intelligence? What is its mandate? Is it time to look at it as Kenyans?
Because, or put safeguards. I know in the US, even if an American is a terrorist,
Yes.
for you to kill an American, whether in Kenya or in Baghdad, for the US government to kill a citizen, oh, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. That is where we should go in our country. Not bodies being found in rivers. That's very sad. Not bodies being found in forests. That's very sad. Not people not being found until today. As Kenyans, we need answers. But as we seek answers, Fred, let us not deflect to the real issues in our country. abductions. Our healthcare system is crumbling.
And talking about the healthcare system,
yes,
you quoted, this week where a lady stormed into the boardroom
yes.
of the cabinet secretary health,
yes,
protesting and shouting over the fact that the systems for Shah Chief were not working.
yes,
and so patients were not getting the services required, and it was she caused quite a stir.
It was chaotic.
Yes.
How did we get into this mess, Fred? Because initially the upgrade of NHIF just needed 790 million. We have used over 100 billion figures for this process of Shisha. Yet we as a people are still frustrated. Not so many Kenyans can afford the private system of a healthcare coverage.
Is there a possibility that we are jumping the gun? As in any time, I don't think I've ever seen a government facing tough situations like this one, because whatever this government tries to do is short even before it gets to the line,
yes,
the starting line. Even before it is short, and there's a general perception within the citizenry that this government does not want their goods.
This is a sad situation.
Are we judging them way too early before we've seen the whole thing run its course to know that?
It's been 3 years, Fred. What miracle do you expect?
But we've been complaining since.
It's our mandate to complain when you get. You see, I'm getting the idea how Kenyans are getting subsidized in terms of their money, in terms of their salary.
Yes.
Right. You have your income, right? A portion of it is getting to Shah Chief and whatever.
Well, for Gen Z, that is called paying your taxes.
Yes. A portion of it.
Yes.
What do you expect? You expect the services of what has gone out of your salary.
Yes.
So what happens when you don't get that service, Fred? What happens? Is the government waiting for you to go to the hospital?
The people get frustrated
and die, so that it comes out and say, look, we tried, we did our best. Can we build our system so that they are favorable to Kenyans? Kenyans are just asking as simple as that.
Is it that we have a very incompetent leader, or is it we are not giving him time and any time? Because some of the things he's implemented have worked. I mean, reduction of food, the inflation levels are down. When you talk about cost of food is down. Basically, general living, apart from the fact that, now the chief and the housing have been introduced into the salaries slip. Majority of the other things have gone down, including fuel.
Let me give you a good example.
Yes.
Electricity, right? Unga right now goes at 110, right? And electricity goes at probably 1,000 shilling. You get now you get 24 units. The whole idea of this government reducing the cost of living is balanced in a different angle, whereby Kenyans are still not feeling nothing has changed. So,
despite the fact that things seems to have moved,
yes,
they still remain the same.
They still remain the same because at one quarter the food is low, at a different quarter the food is going high. So whatever I was saving here, I'm using at this.
So that's capitalism.
So Kenyans are still feeling the pinch.
Don't you think the fact that we are blaming one person and we put that blame on President William Ruto?
Yes.
When President William Ruto came into power, I mean, the things were still not cozy. In fact, they were worse probably. And then he came in a bid to try and stabilize the government and stabilize the Kenyan currency. You know, the Kenyan currency was almost hitting 170. The cost of all other goods went up. But now, 3 years, okay, we've just started the third year. 3 years later, the things that he had told us, and at that time we wanted to stone him. He told us, give me time. The measures we've put in place are going to bring this thing down. And now we are living in the fulfillment of his prophecy. The thing went down. But in other places, things are still high.
And you know, when he was campaigning, he said that COVID did not contribute to the element of things going high.
Yes.
Later on, he came back and said, look guys, we are suffering this because of COVID. So Kenyans don't have a problem at all with him working. They have a problem with him camouflaging each and every single time. They're saying, can we at least keep one promise?
At least if he was to take one and run with it, yes, that would make a great difference.
That will make a great difference to us. But you say that we will build roads. When we come out and say there are no roads here, we get abducted. So we are suffering when there are no roads. Again, we are suffering when we speak.
Morara Kebaso has been one of those guys who've been speaking out.
Yes.
Incidentally, according to the tax guys, he's not been paying his tax.
And you see, we know these games, Fred. If you're a businessman and you are vocal about change in this country, they come for your business. They say you've not been paying taxes.
Yes.
So how does he get a compliance certificate to do his business if he has not been paying taxes? That's what he's asking. So these games that we play here and there so that we suppress.
So it's a matter of state capture.
You said it.
Where state departments have been taken over, they are not being allowed to act the way they're supposed to act. They're acting in line with the thinking of the executive, whether directed to or not directed to.
And you know, it's even getting better or getting worse, Fred. The current composition of cabinet secretaries is, let me say, 2/3 filled with politicians.
Yes.
So we will not focus so much on the development of this country rather than the politics of the day.
Yes.
And you know, the other day I had the CS for Blue Economy and Mining saying that kama norma, that the young people should learn to respect the elders.
Yes.
But we're in a century whereby respect is two ways.
I hope you're not saying what I think are you saying that you will not respect the elders unless they respect you?
I'm saying, Fred, you cannot call me a dog and I keep quiet.
You're not going to give the other side for the slap.
I'm saying so. Because, Fred, we have the people of Nyanza, as the young people of Nyanza, right, today,
yes,
are still facing the problem of water hyacinth. Yet they rely heavily
on Lake Victoria.
So what does the CS want them to do if they come out and say, look, we have a problem. This needs to be sorted out.
Yes.
We go back to Mombasa. The people of Mombasa are saying, look, we heavily depend on the ocean.
Yes.
So the young people should be quiet and watch the CS not function his capabilities and say that there's respect. Where is respect when I'm sleeping hungry? Where is respect when I cannot pay my rent? Where is respect when I cannot afford a meal? I'm pushed to to a corner whereby, damn, I'm doomed if I do, I'm doomed if I don't. That's what the young people are saying. So they have chosen a side. We rather lose the respect, but we speak our
your mind.
Speak our mind.
But okay, as later on we'll be looking at the Raila Odinga's candidature and its impact on the 2027 election. I need us to take a short break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll delve a little bit as we finish on this, and then we go to Raila Odinga. So let's take that short break. We'll be back in a second or so.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Are you thinking and wondering what next after KCSE examination? Baraka Technical College is the answer for your future. We are offering TVET and vocational courses at a very reasonable fee. Our courses are Building and Construction Technology, Video Shooting and Film Production and Event Planning, Hairdressing and Beauty, Plumbing and Pipe Fitting, Motor Vehicle Mechanic and Engineering, Electrical Installation, Welding and Publications, among others. Baraka is a Christian mission-sponsored college which started in 1991, and it has graduated over 15,000 students who are now self-reliant and have a better life today. Join us and train your hands to feed you for life.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Are you looking to host an unforgettable event that will leave a lasting impression on your guests? Well, look no further than Iconic Events, the premier event planning company in the region. We are an audio-visual equipment hiring company that has handled some of the biggest events in the country. We provide a reliable, comprehensive range of event solutions such as corporate events, crusade, weddings, worship experience, rurashios, etc. Our expertise centers on the provision of high-performance PA systems, quality backlight, stage lighting, high-resolution LEDs and projection screens, DJ equipment, live recording services, and sound installation. We offer a range of options to suit different needs and budgets. Talk to us and let us turn your dream event into a reality. Contact us today at 0711-238-353 or 0706-501-701 or 0731-706-003. You can also visit us at Buruburu Phase 4, Rare Court. Iconic Events, we got you covered.
Welcome back to the Leadership Challenge Show. Now, just in case you're joining us, I'm in the studio with Nick Mwangi, the Secretary General of the Kenya Ahadi Party. Now, Nick, at a time like this, when we have one of your cabinet secretary saying that, you are leading a government that is abducting people, and we've seen people being abducted. The cabinet secretary has revealed things that connect you somehow to the abduction. If you look at, there's a civil society groups are now even describing and breaking down some of the groups that are being used to abduct. As a leader, because this is the leadership show, as a leader, what are you supposed to do to restore the confidence of the people so that people don't feel that you are behaving like Oscar Sudi? What are you supposed to do to get back the confidence of the people?
It's a tough balance for the president, because he works with people that are banning the country, people with deflammatory statements. Because he's in a meeting, for example, he goes into a meeting in Western Gishu County.
Yes.
And he gives a mic to one Oscar Sudi. And Oscar Sudi decides to be Oscar Sudi. Another meeting, he gives the mic to Farah Mali. He decides to say, we are coming for those young people. So how can he gain confidence with Kenyans? If that is the company he keeps. So we are asking ourselves, is he telling them to say things that he cannot say as a president?
So he cannot take himself out of that equation, because when Oscar Sudi speaks whatever he says, Oscar does not speak before the president.
Exactly.
Oscar speaks before the president, so the president has the last say.
Yes.
So the president does not negate in his speech what Oscar Sudi has said. So it's perceived like
he's endorsing it.
Yes.
And it's not just in one forum, multiple of forums. So that is what we are saying as a country, that these deflammatory statements come on. Mr. President, sir, please, let's be civilized. Because if we are saying that the young people should respect the seniors, should the old people disrespect us as well? Does it mean that they have the leeway to disrespect us? Fred, that's what young people are saying.
But maybe you as a young person, is the way the young people handling this right? I mean, if you take the picture of the president and you put it in a coffin, you take the picture of his cabinet secretaries, put them in a coffin. They've even crossed over to Uganda and Tanzania, and they're putting those leaders in coffins. I mean, that's crossing the line, isn't it?
Well, I agree. That's figuratively, it is disrespectful. But there's no legal or consequences for it.
So because there's no legal consequences, it's good?
Well, I will say then it's the work of the legislative to look at what kind of laws should we make so that we minimize this. Again, Fred, let's walk to recently, US has done a very heated political season. They even do worse than we do. But we've not had kidnappings from the president. We've not had kidnappings from the small mini Trumps talking in social media. So it is something that, let me say, our fathers probably need to embrace. Because
the new way of doing politics.
The new way of doing politics. Because as they send insults via microphones, the Gen Z are sending insults in a different manner.
So the Gen Zs have simply learned
from them. That's what I'm saying.
You know, excuse me, you're sounding very much like Rigathi Gachagua, who over the weekend said more or less the same thing, saying, you know, Mr. President, we agree. As you're saying, there's a possibility we've not brought up our children well, and we'll try and see that. But you are the one who is supervising the insults from these guys, and our children are watching.
Yes, there's a point. I remember the president said that the young people have mapepo. So the people just decided to
fire back.
And you know, the president is not new
Yes.
to this game called politics. The Gen Z are just going the technology way. They're going, if you throw an arrow and it has stung me, so he should not feel.
You will throw a missile.
Yes. The sting should not pain him more than what is paining us. That is what the young people are saying.
Now, because I can see time is moving pretty fast. Raila Odinga.
Yes.
At the end of this month, the election.
Yes.
To determine whether it's going to be the AUC head.
Is it this month or February?
It's February.
It's February.
So we get to know whether he's going to be the AUC chair.
Well, the hugest risk, the hugest pain for Ruto today is one Raila Odinga.
He's the biggest pain.
He's the biggest pain. Because if that guy does not clinch that seat, for him, you know, I assure you, you've said it here before. Raila is the only person that resigned from a government.
Yes.
He will pull out his lieutenants. You will see Joho resigning, you will see Mbadi resigning, you will see Opio resigning.
Yes.
You will see Oparanya coming out. Because Oparanya already said, wakinisumbua, nitatoka. So for Ruto, this thing is a do or die.
He's putting he has to ensure that Raila wins.
Because his worst imagination is if Rigathi Gachagua comes to his Raila side,
Yes.
Kalonzo is on Raila's side, and then there's a formidable opposition in 2025.
Oh, that would be a death knell to his re-election bid, because he's not the most popular person right now.
And you know, you can see a faction of ODM led by the Secretary General Sifuna saying that they are not in government.
Yes.
They have not signed any memorandum with Kenya Kwanza government. The only relationship is at a personal level, whereby the president requested a few guys from ODM. And I assure you, February of 2025 is a determinant point for one.
But this is for Raila to lose. I mean, as it is right now, he has it in the bag. Unless something so drastic happened.
But you know, Raila is a master of renovation. We thought he was done by 2022. Today we are speaking about him AUC. You see, being a veteran politician like Baba, losing is not something new for him. He'll find something to keep him pushing to 2027. And Ruto knows this. He knows that his hugest pain is Raila. If Raila loses this seat,
Ruto can kiss goodbye
2027. But again,
but you heard his lieutenant saying, who ever heard of a president losing of a one-term president?
But you know, if that was the case, then President Uhuru, former President Uhuru, had a lot of mandate to put Raila on the seat.
Yes.
Because at that point of time, he was supporting Raila. We are living on a constitutional country. Gone are the days whereby a president can serve as many years as he could. If Trump served a 1 year term as a president, what is not possible in this country?
Well, that's America, and I think the constitutionality of the US and the political, whether maturity or culture, in the US is very different from
And Kenyans are saying we are setting precedent for this continent, Africa. Because where did the demonstration start?
Yes.
It started in Kenya. Where did the vocalism of young people start? It started in Kenya. And I assure you, nobody imagined when we were beginning 2024, Fred, that we'll have a countrywide demos.
Yeah, nobody imagined.
If that is the argument that they are saying, it is not possible in Kenya. It is very much possible. At this day and era, it is very much possible. But for the first time in history, that the president is forced to address Kenyans on an X space.
Yes.
Where did you hear that?
Yeah.
It should tell you that we are not living in the old days anymore. That everything is possible under the sun of this country. If Kenyans are saying that they don't want to re-employ the president,
yes,
so be it. If Kenyans are saying that they will re-employ the president, so be it. But at this point of juncture,
yes,
he will need Baba to survive to 2027.
So, if Baba makes it, Ruto's 2027 bid is as good as...
He has a head start. Let me say, it's not as good as a thumbs up. He has a head start. As a sitting president, you'll have a head start. Yes. Because it means you just need to balance the mathematics. If you have numbers from Nyanza and you've lost numbers from the mountain, you need to do your maths very well.
Yes.
And you know, we keep saying the politics of our country is tribal and it's numbers. Fred.
It's basically numbers.
And I assure you, the people of Nyanza are taking this seat AUC very seriously.
Yes. Because of their son.
Because of their son.
Yes.
Fred. So, again, as a patriot of this country, I so want to wish Raila Odinga all the best, because I know AUC will take us to a different level as a country.
True.
We are not going to be the same anymore. And if we use that, let me say, that cover of AUC, hopefully our country does not shifts from a third world country at least to a second world country. I am praying for the best for
Raila
Odinga.
Yes.
I wish him well, but let him not feel worried, because if he loses, Kenya is still home. Kenya is still home.
And those people opposed to President William Ruto are praying.
Yes.
You know, I saw a letter that was sent to different missions.
Yes.
Because what Kenyans have been doing, Kenyans have been sending messages on X and everywhere,
yes,
protesting against Raila Odinga's candidature.
And you know, if I want to advise my young people, if they're really serious, let them camp at the embassy levels and say that, look, we are tired.
They gather around the embassy.
Yes, and they protest, silent protesting. They just sit down and say no. But again, they also should think of it this way. Let us not punish our country because we are upset with President William Ruto.
Yes.
That is where we need to seek counsel from our fathers and elders. Let us not do things emotionally.
Yes.
Otherwise, we will lose the war. I told you here before that it is very important as young people.
Yes.
We might lose the battle, but we win the war. If we are really serious about change of this country, that come 2027, young people will be in parliament.
Yes.
Young people will be in our county assembly. And that is why.
And I hope once they get there, because I keep on saying this, we've seen young people getting into parliament, but within a short while, they've learned the bad manners of the people who've been there before.
Well, us as Kenya Hardy Party KAP, we have taken the first step, because this is a young party, and we are calling all the young people to come in, because this is the first step of going into a system.
Yes.
And I know it is very difficult to change a system, Fred.
Yes.
Because ideally, when you get a small infection on your hand, it can spread or you can seek medical attention.
Yes.
We want to seek medical attention.
To sort out the issue.
To sort out the infection.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I must say, leadership is very key. Thank you very much, Nick.
Yes.
Leadership is very key. They say everything rises and falls on leadership. Let's see the kind of leadership the president is going to give in as far as this abduction matter is concerned, because he had the promise that we are going to see some of these abductions disappear. Well, they're still on. We hope that the president is going to answer to this, and with the families that have lost loved ones are going to either be compensated or people are going to connect with their loved ones. Do have yourself a lovely morning.